Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and everyone on the World Wide Web.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show.
Winky Wright and KTFO Boxing is proud to present Go Talk.
You know my man Winky?
The greatest of all time.
Knock you the fuck out. Okay.
So without further ado, let the GOATs talk.
Welcome to KTFO Boxing, which of course stands for...
You got knocked the fuck out.
This is Go Talk, and we are proud to present our next guest, who's from the legendary hip-hop group, also social activist, also world-renowned podcaster as well. Now, we'd like to welcome our guest, Willie D from Houston, Texas, to the show. Mr. Willie D, we appreciate your time. How you doing?
Hey, man, I can't call it. I might spoil it.
So... this is called Go Talk, where we have the greatest of all time, and it's befitting to have you on this program, Willie, because you started boxing at 11 years old, man.
Right.
And, you know, Golden Glove winner.
Yeah.
Won for the state of Texas.
Right. When it was hard to win the Golden Gloves.
And why was it hard, sir?
You had to fight everybody.
Yeah.
You had to fight the best in every city in the state.
They didn't understand that.
Yeah, you had to fight the best in every city in the state. That's the best in Dallas, the best in Austin, the best in San Antonio, you know, the best in Corpus Christi, the best in Houston.
And I, you know? For some reason, and you know, your past and your presence is it's before you. You know, like everybody knows the rumors about Willie D. You know, he'll beat you up, like for real. And you enjoyed boxing, did you not?
Well, I enjoy fighting.
Yeah, there you go.
I like fighting. Yeah. The only reason why I don't fight every day, because conflict is costly, and you get in trouble, you know. But you know, if once engaged, it's quite exhilarating.
So, what made you stop boxing?
Oh, yeah. So I'm 18 years old. It's time to make a choice out of boxing and rapping. So right after the Golden Gloves, everybody think, okay, he finna follow in his uncle's footsteps. You know, Melvin Dennis is my uncle.
Okay.
So he's like, gonna follow in Melvin's footsteps. He's gonna be a boxer. And I'm like, okay, I gotta make a choice. So I started thinking about it. I was like, well, the girls love boxing. The girls love boxers. The girls love rappers. The girls love, you know, you can make a lot of money in boxing. You can make a lot of money in rapping. But after I rap, I don't have headaches. Ooh. So I chose rapping.
So who was training? Your uncle then? That's who?
Yeah. Melvin Dennis.
Melvin Dennis.
Yeah.
So when you were training, and obviously you took it serious, 100% dedication. You know, are you that... You like fighting, but are you that competitive too? Because, like, I know the champ over here is competitive.
Yeah.
Don't like to lose at nothing.
You can't get to that level without being competitive, the level that he got to, you know. Can't get there without being competitive. It's something different. These kind of guys are made differently. But just to box and, like, really, like, box, the fight, it's very hard for me to, like, he know what I'm talking about.
I know exactly what he's talking about, because like he's saying, you know, I tell people that, you know, I love to box. I love to fight. When he said he loved to fight, I understand what he means. And people say, why you like for people to hit you? I don't like for people to hit me. I love for them to try to hit me.
Yeah.
But I love to hit him. It's just the engaging me against you. Who can outsmart who and who can win? And it's man, the energy from that is impeccable and crazy. Only way you can understand it is to get in there and do it.
Well said.
So my partner here, he describes a lot of sometimes his fighting when you get him to talk about it. He talks about protecting himself and then zoning in and then seeing and watching. He like, I'll go to the body on this fight, or I'll go for the jab on that fight. Like, you have that skill, yes? You can see, he says sometimes it feels like it's in slow motion where you can just look at the punch go by and then you can just zone in. Like, describe that feeling when you're fighting, when you know that you can beat somebody.
Yeah, it's like that all the time.
Nice.
Yeah. But you know what? It's the fear of losing for me.
Nice.
I don't want to lose. I don't want people bragging, saying they beat me at nothing. Because they're going to talk shit. Like I come from Fifth Ward. In Fifth Ward, anybody that's familiar with that neighborhood knows that you can't just win a fight once. You can't beat nobody one time. They don't believe the shit.
Rematch.
Automatic rematch.
Automatic.
It's automatic. On site, the next time y'all see each other, y'all gonna fight. Right. So, and it's, for me, it was important because I used to hear dudes brag about beating other dudes and fighting and stuff. And so it could be 5 years down the line, man, and you get into a fight, and 5 years down the line, you walk into the store with your buddy, man, loan me $1. Man, I ain't got it. Yeah, that's why Bobo whooped your motherfucking ass, nigga. That's why he whooped your ass. You know, like they not gonna let you forget it. Yeah, man, they drag it. They be all in the barbershops talking about how you got your ass whooped. They don't mind telling you got your ass whooped and saying it out loud. So for me, people used to think that I was crazy growing up because I used to fight. Most of the dudes I ever fought was a lot bigger than me.
So you were never a bully. Let's be clear about that.
I was a bully at one point. I was a bully up until the 7th grade. But I didn't stop being a bully because I had just like great compassion for people or nothing. I stopped being a bully because I started seeing guys get killed. Mm-hmm. I started seeing bullies get murdered.
Right.
And I was like, well, shit, I got plans. I don't want to get murdered.
Fifth Ward.
So I slowed it down and I just stopped bullying people. But something did happen, something developed in me over time that made me more compassionate about other people. Once I started loving myself and caring about myself and not putting myself in these real bad situations, I started like caring more about other people. So there came a time when people would come and befriend me so that they could get protection from the bullies. They just try to be my friend, just sometimes come bearing gifts. Here, Willie, hey man, how you doing, man? Hey man, I got an extra,
sandwich. Money.
Yeah, they would bring me. Yeah, they would befriend me, and the bully would get off of them. No matter who that bully was, they would get off of them. Because I always had this thing about protecting my friends. If you were a friend of mine, like if I fuck with you, I'm stuck with you, So I don't, because I look at it also like if you bully my friend, I feel like you bullying me. It's like, oh, you think it's sweet around here. You think nothing won't happen to you. Okay. And that's the same thing even with like if I was dating a woman, I was dating a woman once and she had a situation where an employer discriminated against her. And she was just going to let it go. I was like, fuck that.
Right.
I called my lawyers and she lawyered up. She went into a grievance hearing with the lawyer. And, she said that ass got big when she walked in there with that backup. And she walked out of there with a raise and a promotion. Mm. I don't fuck around, like if I fuck with you, I'm stuck with you.
Right.
Hey, we was just talking about this. I want to ask you this question. We were saying what you think about, fighting or shooting. You know what I'm saying? You know how people, you can fight, get your ass whooped, or you win, and you live to talk about it another day. Or, you take that shot where, I don't want to be on social media. Somebody seeing me get knocked out, this and that, so I go out here and shoot the person, kill the person. What's your opinion?
Well, if you do get knocked out, we saw that knockout, so we know you ain't got hands. We know your ass wouldn't have won that fight without that gun, so you get no respect, point blank, period. Now, obviously, for me, I'm old school, so I do believe in throwing hands. I believe in that. However, I'm a realist. A lot of these cats, they run around here with guns. They cowards. They ain't got no fight in them, and they got the heat, and they will use it. So my thing is that I'm not bringing fists to a gunfight. Like I'm gonna be ready. And the trip part about it is that you do have also guys like us who are seeing what's happening, and we're like, okay, let me strap up too. The thing about having a gun, you got to be very careful because the thing about having a gun is if you if you get into a situation where there's conflict and you have a gun on you, even if you can beat the person fighting, you'll probably use the gun. And it's totally unnecessary. I found myself in that situation before where, I mean, we clearly stomping the dude out. This is during my cowboy western days.
I haven't heard that in a while. I love a good stomp out, though.
Yeah, you know, we stomping the dude out, and I pull the piece to clap him, and it jams.
You pulled the trigger, Willie?
Huh?
You pulled the trigger?
Hell yeah.
Dang, no fear. Huh?
Yeah. I mean, it don't take a brave person to pull a trigger. Okay, like 5-year-olds pull triggers.
But you got to have the nerve when you grown, though.
Yeah, well, yeah, you got to have nerve or whatever, but it don't take bravery.
That's true.
It doesn't take bravery to pull the trigger, you know. So, a lot of times it does take ignorance, though, because that was a situation where it was totally unnecessary to try to shoot that guy. Totally unnecessary. But my dumb ass, I'm just wilding, you know. I'm just wild and untamed.
Adrenaline pumping, testosterone.
Try to shoot him, you know what I'm saying, and it jams. And then I try to shoot him again. It jams again, so I just pistol whipped him and then moved on. But so many things could have happened if that bullet would have came out of that chamber.
Right.
You know, like I definitely would not be sitting here talking to y'all.
That's right.
The whole landscape of hip hop would not be as it is today. I don't know how long it would have taken Houston to cut our little piece of the pie, or even the South to cut its piece of the pie, because that was before my Geto Boy days. So who knows what trajectory my life would have been on if that bullet would have came out of that trigger.
Glory be to God. We always put him first in everything we do. I'm glad that gun did jam.
Yeah.
So now, fame is coming to you at a very young age. Everybody in the city, first of all, you lock down your hometown. Everybody in your city knows who you are. Everybody in the state knows who you are. You decide you want to stop boxing, join the Geto Boys. Was it tough dealing with that? When you're outside of the studio, was it tough with that popularity, or were you absorbing it and saying, I want more of this?
Initially, I was absorbing. I didn't feel no pressure because I felt like I had the greatest team on earth. Me and Brad was writing the rhymes. Jay was sitting back quarterbacking that shit. Like, yo, do it like this, do it like that. I like this, I don't like that. You know, we had Bill doing his side thing that he had going on. We had Reddy Red, one of the greatest producers and DJs, in the history of hip hop.
Hold on. Before we finish, let me get in. Jay was telling me that it was another ghetto group before y'all. It was two.
Well, it was actually more than that. Yeah.
So tell us about that. You know what I'm saying? Explain to us how, because Jay was saying, I had my, what is his cousins or his brother?
Well, it started off, K9, who went by Sir Rap-A-Lot. That's how the name Rap-A-Lot come about. It was lifted from his brother, K9, who I actually went to school with. I'll tell you some stuff about him off record. But, it was K9 and I think K9, Raheem, K9, Raheem, and I believe it was Johnny C, a jukebox. I can't remember who came from. It was we've had at least, we shuffled the group about 3 different times before we situated with Geto Boys, as everybody know, myself, Brad, and Bill, So, and those, it just kept happening, kept changing. Then we hit it. Once me and Brad got in the group and we brought Bill in as a rapper as opposed to just a dancer, that's when things took off.
Okay.
So, when things take off, 1989, controversy. I'm in Chicago, KKC listening. We go by the album, Do It Like a G.O., F the KKK. But man, listen, you were prophetic, a prophet now. Bald-headed hoes and welfare chicks, right?
Welfare bitches.
I don't curse no more.
Get it right, man. Get it right.
I don't curse no more.
For the sake of the record.
There it is. Dog, when that music came out, because what Jay said in the interview earlier, that the lyrics and the content was a little too rough for the other guys. They couldn't deal with it mentally. Y'all came out of a whole different mental space that the black community, at least the south side of Chicago alone, we went nuts. We loved it. Like, did you feel that energy? When you did Bald-Headed Hoes, when you walked out the studio, did you know it was going to blow? That you was like, this is going to be a big record for me?
I didn't want to release Bald-Headed Hoes as a record.
Okay.
When I made the song, I made it during my time battle rapping. Back in the Gap in Houston, we had a place called the Rhinestone Wrangler. This is where everybody went to show off their rap skills. And there was a battle part of that competition. It was a talent show. And if you were able to get past the talent part of it, then you got to the battle rapping part. So the first part of it was you show off your skills as a rapper. And if you made it out of that,
don't get booed.
Yeah. And then you get to the next level, which is the battle part. And that would always be 3 to 4 acts in the battle part.
Got you.
And Vanilla Ice even came through about 3 different times and got smashed.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, got him real good.
Who else was famous that used to come down and get smashed?
That was not, there's nobody else that I can think of. But Vanilla Ice did participate.
Got you. Mm-hmm.
But we would do the battle rapping, and that happened for a while, and then things started taking off. Things started taking off from there with the battle rapping.
Right. So now, when you have someone like Ice Cube quote one of your lines and say, Willie D said, you got to let a hoe be a hoe.
Well, you know what? Before I go there, let me finish explaining the Bald-Headed Hoes thing.
Cool.
Okay, so I see a couple girls, not a couple, maybe about 4 or 5 girls starting to come into the club with extensions or their haircut a little too short or whatever. And I decide, okay, I'm going to make this song called Bald-Headed Hoes. So I go and I test it. I test the theory with a couple of the DJs who was running, Steve Fournier and R.P. Cola, who was the kings of DJing in Houston at that time.
Okay.
And they were like, yeah, man, do that shit. They started laughing. Do that shit. So I went home, I wrote the song, came back, and I did it in the first part of the rap competition. And the crowd went nuts. They just lost it. I mean, when I got to that hook, what you see? I see some bald-head hoes. I started doing this. They just going crazy. Now, I wrote the song as a deterrent. I thought I was doing like God's work. I thought that I'm going to write this song and I'm going to make women so embarrassed that they're not going to wear a weave.
Right.
I was that fucking arrogant. I thought I was going to stop. I thought making that song. I didn't make the song just to disparage women and say bad things, but I made the song because I think I'm finna embarrass women into not wearing weave.
Thank you for trying, by the way.
I was like,
if you look today, it's sew-ins everywhere.
Say the women was like, you know what? Fuck Willie D. Fuck him. I don't give a fuck. I'm finna wear my shit like I want to wear my shit. This is my shit, And they did that thing. It started spreading like wildfire. And then I started hearing all these stories of people at school having fights and stuff over the song, all this type of stuff. And then later I decided, okay, look, maybe this song maybe that wasn't a good idea to make that song, right? And then once I get a letter from this woman who tells me that when she was pregnant, her baby daddy left her, and she was depressed, she was suicidal, and she listened to Bald Head Hoes every day to get through it, and it helped her, and it saved her life. She said because of Bald Head Hoes, it made her laugh so much that she did not commit suicide. Nice. That was something that she looked forward to. She would play that song every day.
I see some bald head hoes.
And then, but still, I still didn't have it in my playlist. I actually took the song out the playlist. So one day I'm doing a Geto Boys show. I'm somewhere in the Midwest, and we are backstage. We had pulled up in a van, a 15-passenger van, and these two black women come walking through the alley where the van was parked. And one of them was like, "Where Willie D? Where Willie D?" So I tell the DJ, open the door. The DJ opened the door. He said, "He right here. What's up?" I said, "What's up?" She said, "I know you're going to sing Bald Head Hoes." She took off her wig. She said, "I know you're going to take Bald Head Hoes." I turned to my DJ. I said, "Put it back in." I said, "Put it back in the playlist."
There it is.
And I've been rocking it ever since. And here's the thing about these songs that we make. As you get older, you get more mature, you become more reflective, right? And so, if you're the type of person that's into growth and you respect growth, or some people like to say, "Well, I don't have any regrets." I think if you don't have regrets, that's a shame.
Right.
But I have regrets, and so I thought, like, man, I'm gonna take this song out. But I realized, like other songs that we have made that may be offensive to some people, it was not offensive to millions of others. And they loved it, and they paid for those songs. And those songs are part of their musical upbringing. These songs are. They hear these songs and it reminds them of certain milestones and events that happened in their lives.
Pinpoints of time.
Exactly.
Yes, sir.
Points, places, and time. And so they deserve to hear those songs, Not the people who don't like them, not the people who didn't support us. It's the people who propped us up and brought us into prominence. Those songs belong to them. They don't even belong to us.
That's great. Hey, Champ. We got the new GOAT Talk t-shirt, right?
Oh, yeah, we definitely do.
Yeah, so we got merchandise. We're talking to the legendary Willie D. We're going to take a quick break. KTFO Boxing, GOAT Talk, and log on as you... Well, just watch this commercial right here.
Have the Winky Wright Boxing. That sounds good.
Welcome back, KTFO Boxing. This is GOAT Talk, where you
got knocked the fuck out.
And we're talking to the GOAT, letting the GOATs talk, legendary boxer, hip-hop star, and what I appreciate the most, very big in the later part of your life, very big in your community, for real, Mr. Willie D. Welcome again. Now, sir, going through your albums, again, I grew up in Chicago, Geto Boys, everybody, whamming in everybody's trunk, right? That had to be a little surreal for you now. Like, you're not boxing anymore. You're rapping. You step outside, go to the car wash, front of the club, parking lot pimping. Everybody's whamming Geto Boys. Walk me through what's going through your mind in that mind state as an artist in the 80s now. This isn't. And there's not a lot of hip hop groups out at this time, too. Am I mistaken? And this is not, besides the legendary ones like Public Enemy, NWA, Geto Boys were one of the first.
Well, it's definitely not saturated the way it is now.
Correct.
I thought it was too many, goddamn it, back then. Shit, I was like, man, I'm trying to get that chart spot. I need that spot.
There it is.
But yeah, I've never really looked at it like that. I always thought it was enough competition, but it's really, really saturated now. But it was a great feeling, man. Sometimes it was very, very surreal to think back, like where we come from, and now look at us where we are right now. We pulling up to a donut shop for an autograph signing, and it's 5,000 people screaming, like, and these 5,000 of our people, this is where we come from.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? These people that look like me, they look like my sisters, my brothers, my cousins, my aunties, my uncles.
We used to put the food stamps on our hats.
All that.
Yeah, man.
All that, man. It was a beautiful thing to see.
But y'all was so controversial, though. Because you just said it, the chart spot. And I know for a fact, you know, I come from radio. As soon as we put it in our pocket, ain't no way you're going to get this on the air. Yeah. So, y'all was cussing people out. And it was too much for mainstream America when you came out. And this is prior to Dolores Tucker and all that. They were talking about y'all. Like, y'all had the most violent, mind of a lunatic, y'all were rough, rugged, and raw.
We was just trying to put up a mirror to America. We are America.
True.
America made me, man. Whatever it is that you like or don't like about me, America made that. America did that. All right. So if you don't like the fact that I'm talking about corrupt police officers, white inferiorities, because they're not superior.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
If you don't like me bringing up race and shit, don't, your angst, your attitude, that energy that you have should be reserved for the United States of America, not me.
When y'all did talk about like the police or anybody,
KTFO.
Did you have anybody like roll up on you, like a police pull you over or something, or you be somewhere and he say, "Yeah, I listen to your music. I know what you think about the police."
Yeah. Well, now, like the cops that listen to our music, they really understand. Like they're the cops that listen to us, they're realists. They know this shit happened for real, and they respect the fact that we have the gall to say it. So that's how that goes, and I've never felt any kind of reservations about calling out dirty cops ever. I care about the people more than them. So if they ain't for the people, fuck them, period. Point blank. I don't care how they feel.
Yeah. Yeah, that's real. And, the thing about it is I've been around Brother Mob all the time, and I see how I've been in the room when you walk into the room. And people, it's not even starstruck anymore. Like, people look at you thankful, saying, I'm glad that, the music that you make now. I see it more now, but I know it had to be a little bit difficult then. And now you're a young man back then when you're putting out the albums like
a younger man. I was a younger man.
Yeah, a younger man. Absolutely. Going out like a soldier.
Trying to call you old, man.
No. Don't stop instigating, man. Here you go. Play with your mama and loved by a few and hated by many. And we didn't even get to the real big hits that you all made, because you guys, we'll just say it right now, My Mind's Playing Tricks on Me still is the longest running ever song to be played on Halloween, and it gets the most spins next to Thriller. The only record that outdoes y'all's record is Mariah Carey. All I Want for Christmas Is You. You all are embedded in American history, sir. And can't nobody take that away from y'all.
How did y'all make that? I'm saying, who thought of that song? Man, Playing Tricks on Me.
Brad brought this song to the table. That was a Scarface solo song. And Jay suggested that it become a Geto Boys song. So that's why Brad has two verses. I have one verse, and Brad gave Bill his third verse. So that's how that came about. So the first 3 verses were already written. Well, the first 2 and the last verse was already written. Not first 2, but the first verse and the 3rd verse was already written, and the 4th verse was already written. And I came in and I wrote the 2nd verse. And I tell you, after we did the song, I didn't think the song was any more special than the other songs on the album, because I treat the albums pretty much like kids. You know, I'm like, oh, these my kids. You know? I love y'all. I love y'all. I seriously didn't think the song was
Gonna hit like it hit.
I just, when I make a song, I put everything I can into that one song. I don't look forward. I don't look backwards. I look at that one song, and I put everything I can put into that song, and then I'm done with it. I don't even look back at it. I'm going to the next song. And then when the album is finished, I don't even ride around listening to the album. I'm working on the next stuff.
But when that beat hit, that ghetto dun 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 dun.
You know, when I knew it was really, really special when we pulled up in L.A. at Stevie Wonder's radio station, and it was like 6 o'clock in the morning, and everybody who worked at the station was at work. They showed up. All the people that's supposed to show up at work at 9, 10 o'clock, they were there at 6 in the morning, and because we did the morning show. All those people out there, they had their family members and friends and stuff like that. We would have little kids were there, and I remember this old lady calling the radio station, and she said, "Baby, I'm 84 years old. I don't listen to that rap stuff, but I like that song." And that's when I knew. It's like, yeah, man, that's something special.
So then, as the Geto Boys were progressing, and I know, you know, we when in the 80s and 90s, there weren't a lot of venues that would have a lot of hip hop shows. So a lot of the promoters had to bring the rap groups to like skating rinks, also warehouses and stuff. Right. Like, did you ever find, and you know, I know you're confident, you know, there's no fear, but like when you're going to cities like Chicago, Gary, Indiana, St. Louis, East St. Louis, like were you always on guard and worrying about, like, you know, or was it the opposite? Were you guys just hood accepted everywhere? Y'all just had a pass everywhere y'all went?
We were hood accepted everywhere, but we wasn't always thug accepted. You know, that's a thug right there, him.
Right.
Just these one-offs, you know, like we could show up, like, for example, we'll show up at a show and it's packed. It's people everywhere. We rocking, we killing it. And this one dude might start talking shit. Oh, man, fuck y'all, da-da-da. You know, just out of nowhere, just start talking shit. So I would jump off stage.
Wait a minute.
Ready to fight. Jump off stage, ding, ding, fries, and shake, and then get back on stage and finish the show.
Wow.
Yeah, that happened a lot.
Wow.
That happened a lot. But it stopped happening when I figured out. I figured out what I could do to quell that. Now, I ain't finna tell you what I did.
Okay.
But I figured something out, you know, how to, you know, get these dudes more relaxed. You know, and somebody, if you want to know the formula, you pretty much gonna have to come to a GP show and see how I get them. But I learned how to deal with these type of guys, you know, because at the end of the day, these dudes they're really fans too, but at this moment, they're feeling overlooked and underappreciated because the women are there and they're screaming, and the women know how to come to a show and be focused on the act on stage. They just want to, hey, I'm coming here to check out the Geto Boys, and this is what it's about.
Right.
And, you know, even if they're with that dude, and they appreciate that dude or whatever, but it's just for 2-3 hours. It's just Geto Boys, boom. And you got them after that dude. So they didn't understand that. So these guys would sometimes show up, they trying to holler at the girl, and she ain't trying to feel none of that. She focused on on the show.
Right.
Or she trying to get backstage.
Right.
You know? But we're only there for a day. Yeah. This is what guys have to understand. We're only in your city for a day. You got them 64 more days. You got 364 more days to impress this woman. You know, you got the advantage over us.
But hating been happening for years.
Yeah, I know, but you got, but the local.
That's not normal.
The local dude has the advantage because these guys, if the guy is trying to hook up with this chick or she's trying to hook up with him, he's more of a fantasy. And anything that they do ain't gonna last more than likely. It's not gonna last.
But you got Willie D in your town. He's wearing a leather outfit, got his chest out, leather Kango. He right there. I can touch him.
Hey,
now what?
I'm only there for the evening, man.
So they gotta shoot their shot.
Hey, I'm there for the night and I'm gone. You know, like I got shit to do.
Did you like being on the road? Because for some reason, I don't know what happened. Like at one point, y'all stopped touring and y'all were not readily available for a period of time. Like, you know, were there troubles on the road or, you know?
Man, there was always troubles fucking with Scarface and Bushwick Bill.
I got you.
Always troubles, man. Make me want to break out into an old Negro spiritual. Trouble.
And I will.
Man, you know, like
why would everybody would think you would be the instigator though? Because you would jump into the crowd, knocking people out.
See, that's huge. That's one of the greatest misconceptions about Geto Boys. Right. I'm the mean one, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So here's what happened. One day I'm at a Walmart in my neighborhood, and this guy is in front of me. He's just checked out. And then the clerk greets me. She's like, you know, hello, whatever she said. And I spoke, and he turned right. Man, I know that voice from anywhere, man. Willie D, what's up, man? What's up, man? And so his girl is standing there like bewildered. She's like, what's going on? And he's like, baby, that's Willie D from the Geto Boys, you know, the mean one. I was like, the fuck you mean? I ain't the mean one, man. You got to meet the other two. You know? But that is, but I guess, you know, in the songs, in the music, my job was to be the bad guy, the angry guy, the ass kicking dude. That was my job.
You carried that persona well.
That was my job, to be that dude on the records, right? On the records. What people could not understand is that was not me 24/7. I had a family. I'm a brother.
It was a character.
You know, it was a character on the record, but it was but it was a character that was
easily
partially
played.
It was I was familiar with at times in my regular life.
Yeah.
It's a character that I'm very familiar with. But that was just, I was on 10 all the time on the records, right? And I remember once I approached this girl at a club, and as I'm approaching, you know how when you're walking up to a girl and you know she sees you she notices you coming her way, and she's standing there with like 2-3 other girls. And she's looking, and her eyes are getting bigger as the closer I get to her. And then I stick my hand out, and she go like, "Oh, I thought you was gonna call me a bitch." I was like, "Whoa, y'all taking this shit too far, man." You know?
How does that make you feel that you can have that character be so believable? Everybody believed, dog. I'm telling you, and I can't speak for the whole country, of course, but part of that success of the Geto Boys that people bought into those characters.
Yeah, but again, those characters were real. You know,
right.
Like all of those characters, that they were real, and like I said, that was me at times, right? That was me at times, and at that point in my life, where she may have thought I might call her a bitch, I was calling chicks bitches, you know, frequently around that time in my life. You know, I was a youngster, you know what I'm saying? Unlearned. So I've evolved, you know, and so I like to tell people all the time that like my past don't define me, it refined me. So a lot of shit that I did, I believe in growth. I believe like if you walk through this life and you ain't on some growth type shit, I can't be around you. Because if you're not growing, then, you know, you're stuck. And if you're stuck, you're not going anywhere. And I fuck with people that's going places. I really can't fuck with, you know, I got family members and friends that I still love. They're stuck. And I just go and peep, hey, man, y'all, I'm gone. Because I can't be around it too much, man.
Got friends like that, too. You know, we got them same friends that get mad at you when you get a little notoriety or fame. You know, them same friends get mad because you can't come sit under the tree with them, or you can't come to the park with them and just sit around. Man, I got other shit to do. I ain't got time to be sitting in no motherfucking park looking at y'all drink and laugh at each other. I'm saying I can stop by, say what's up, and I'm out.
Trigger.
Yeah.
You know, so I understand what you're talking about.
Yeah, I had a buddy, that guy that I saved his life on 2 different occasions. I put my life on the line twice for him. I mean, literally put my life on the line, a step between him and some killers. You fuck with him, whatever you do to him, you're doing to me. I had that conversation. So they could have decided, you know what, man, we'll take our chances, you know? But I did that, not 2 times. The music takes off. This dude starts talking behind my back, and he's saying things to different people who don't even know each other, and it's coming back to me. So I know it's true, because it's shit that only he knows. And so I confronted him one day. I went to his house with that blicky, and I was like, because I'm thinking this is the ultimate betrayal. This dude has eaten at my house. I've eaten at his house. He slept at my house. I slept at his house. You know, if I had 20, he had 10. If he had 50, I had 25. You know, it was one of those type of dudes. And when he did that, I was so hurt. And, you know, I went to him and I checked him about it. And I had in my mind, if he said the wrong thing, I'm going to down him. And I guess he knew what time it was. But it was I've been in those type of situations where with this particular guy, he was mad in the very beginning. Once we first started going out, people don't understand, even though you're famous, you got some fame, you got some celebrity, you're not killing it with the money yet. You're not getting the big money yet. Yeah. you know, your first television appearance, everybody thought you had arrived, you know. But you're not getting that money yet, you know. So in my mind,
people are counting your money too.
Yeah, all of that. So in my mind, I'm like, yeah, as soon as we get on the bus, because he's talking down. We on a 15 passenger. We still riding a 15 passenger. He talking down. In my mind, I'm thinking, man, as soon as we get this tour bus, I'm taking him. He couldn't wait for that. He just started, you know, running that trap. And, you know, and I had to cut him off. But it's people, sometimes people will tell you, yeah, you know, when you get out there, when you make your money, don't change. Sometimes they change before you can change. And by the way, I'm going to change. You know, you for the better. You're a damn fool for the better. Exactly. You got to change when you start making that kind of bread. And if you try to remain the same, you're a damn fool. And you will end up paying for it trying to
keep it real.
Trying to so-called keep it real. That's when keeping it real goes wrong.
Yeah. Yeah. So now you're iconic now just for the wisdom and discernment that you projected. And I guess what I'm trying to say is if we look back now and look at the tape, you weren't wrong at all. Your music, your philosophy, where you were in life, you were not wrong, but you all were highly criticized at one point too. Now, did you feel any of that pressure?
I'm cool with the criticism, and yeah, I felt some of the pressure, but again, I felt my team was so strong. I felt like we could whoop anybody.
Well, not whoop.
I'm saying,
yeah.
I'm saying
beat them.
Whoop. I'm saying
competitive
in any capacity.
Yes, sir.
Physically, psychologically, mentally, you know, on any level, I just felt like we could whoop anybody. You know, we could hang with the best of them. That's how I felt. I didn't feel any pressure at all. And looking back, I'm glad that it went the way it did, because if you look back at history, most of the people in history who did not have an air of controversy throughout their careers, people don't talk about them. I don't care how good they were. People really don't talk about the people who didn't have the controversy, who didn't make decisions that were unpopular, didn't do things that were unpopular. So I'm glad we did it the way we did it, because they're going to be talking about us well after I'm gone.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, so this is KTFO Boxing. We're going to take a break and pay some bills. Also, we got a nice gift for you, too, by the way. We got these boxing gloves. They dope. We're going to have you sign one. Oh, yeah, man. We're going to do you right, man. We in H-Town.
I'm with that.
So we're going to take a quick break. I'm letting the GOATs talk, the greatest of all time. That's Willie D. And that right there is Hall of Fame boxer Winky Wright. KTFO Boxing, this is the first, since we have our first guest here, Mr. Gary Sheffield.
Fly ball deep to left field. Cole's going back. Well, here is Gary Sheffield. And he goes after the first offering and drives it deep left field. And Gary Sheffield has his 20th home run this year.
Boxing and sports memorabilia fans, are you interested in rare autographed sports items? These one-of-a-kind gloves are signed by special guests of the KTFO GO.A.T Talk podcast. Instead of hearing from the GOATs, you can now own the limited edition GO.A.T Talk boxing gloves. This auction-only boxing gloves can be found at KTFOBoxing.com. That's KTFOBoxing.com. Log on today. All auctioning items are verified by video, just like the Gary Sheffield signing. Winky White presents the KTFO Boxing Podcast. Go Talk.
Welcome back. This is KTFO Boxing, where you
Knocked the fuck out.
and you about to get knocked out by Willie D, one of our GOATs letting the GOATs talk, of the world famous group, the Geto Boys.
Hold on. Before we get too deep, I want to ask, since we know about people getting knocked the fuck out, I want to ask you about that fight you did with Melly Mel.
Oh, here we go. That was a knockout.
Man, listen, man. Bo said it was a phantom punch.
Here we go.
I said it wasn't.
You see how you do me? I said it was a phantom punch.
Said
okay.
It was a phantom punch.
It was me.
Bo said you came in. It looked like, I was like, oh, Willie caught him with the right, but it's like you caught him with a jab hook coming in, and he fell. Both of y'all fell. What happened?
Well, I slipped. I slipped. You could tell I clearly slipped, because it slipped because I jumped right like if you
stayed down,
I jumped right. I boom boom. Nobody getting. You're not going to even get dropped in any kind of way and get up like that fast.
Yeah. We know you slipped, but
that was slinky fast. So that was yo-yo fast.
So what the punch was? Because they was showing me the video. I'm like, damn, I can't. I'm trying to slow it down, but the angle I couldn't see it. What was it?
X-Mail.
Oh damn.
But
he don't want to talk about it.
I'm saying it looked like a good, like you caught him with a little jab, like little short jab hook. But whatever it was the first punch, because I thought
I finished him with the right, but I think it could have been the jab that the jab that initiated everything.
Right in.
Boop. But he the trip part about it is that. Like,
hold up, people. The boom boom mean the 1-2. That's what just
boom boom. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. The boom boom.
The trip part about it is that Mel is a real cool dude, right? And I damn near really just hate continuing to talk about this, because Mel is such a cool dude. But I just would just like to say that, hey man, I hate talking about this shit, but I'm glad I won.
Yeah.
That's the type of shit that you be like, well, shit, I'm glad I came out on top on that one.
You ever caught a bad one? Willie?
Yeah. My sister used to whip my ass all the time.
Oh, not family members. They don't count, man.
Everybody catch a bad one, man.
Everybody catch a bad one.
Yeah.
You ain't been knocked down.
I've been knocked down before.
Knocked out. I'm
No,
sorry.
I never been knocked out, but I've been knocked down before. You know, it's just that's part of the game. You in this sport, you gonna get hit. If you don't think you're gonna get hit, you're in the wrong sport. So you know, everybody get hit. Even Floyd get hit. One of the best defense, he get hit. He just was strong enough to weather the storm. You know, and come back and finish him. So that's part of the game.
Yeah, I've been stopped, but here go the thing though. Like when you talk about getting stopped, dog, you're in legendary company. Like
Yes, sir.
all of the greats,
Yeah.
damn near you damn near can't find a fighter who ain't been dropped or stopped or whatever. That's like that's like being a mortgage loan owner and shit and the deal fall through.
They're gonna fall through.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That's gonna happen from time to time.
You ever break a hand on somebody, break a bone on somebody, upside somebody's head?
Yeah, I broke my wrist before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I understand.
But that just means that I hit the motherfucker wrong. I did something.
Right. You ain't have it wrapped.
Yeah,
But
you
listen,
don't
I
have
broke
it
my hand
right.
twice. So, you know,
Yeah.
I had it wrapped. It just, you know, you keep hitting somebody same spot. Something got to give. That head is the hardest thing.
Yeah. When you hit that head, that skull is.
So you study the art of boxing though. So this next question, name your top 5 fighters, Willie D.
Not including
Wow.
me. Not including me.
Wow.
Just in case, you know, there's no
Wow.
pressure.
No pressure.
Top 5?
Top
your
5.
Sugar Ray Robinson,
1,
Ali,
2,
Mike Tyson,
3. Now it gets hard.
Sugar Ray Leonard,
4.
let's see, Archie Moore.
You don't like a Pernell Whitaker, huh? Sweet pea.
I like Pernell, but it's like that old school in me when them dudes was fighting 100 and some fights, 200 fights.
Yeah.
You know, that's different.
Mark
Like,
Breland.
and they were fighting. Look, this is what I'm saying.
Okay.
These dudes was fighting till they fell out.
Right.
It wasn't no bail.
Got
It
you.
was like some of these dudes was fighting. It's just different.
Yeah.
You know, to me, you know, somebody that fight 178 fights and lose, 30 of them fights. That's better than that's better than a 30-0 fighter to me.
So let's play rapid fire. I'm gonna say some boxers, and you just say the first thing comes to your mind real quick. All right.
Oh yeah, okay.
Here we go. Marvelous Marvin Hagler.
Unbeatable,
Tommy Hearns.
flashy,
Floyd Mayweather.
money.
You're not supposed to throw me off. Oscar De La Hoya.
Professional.
What's that mean? They all professional.
No. Professional in the sense the way he carries himself
Business
in
wise.
every sense.
Nice. Okay. Cool. Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao.
Busy.
Canelo.
Overrated.
Nice. Holyfield. Jump in anytime, champ. Evander Holyfield.
Warrior.
True warrior.
Nice. Tyson Fury.
Tyson Fury.
Big. Just huge.
Champion.
Oh, definitely that.
Okay. Shakur Stevenson.
Two words.
Skill.
The future.
Oh, yeah.
Very good. You're now off the hot seat, Mr. Willie D. I appreciate that. That's very well spoken.
Lil Shakur, man, Shorty sharp, ain't he, man? Shorty got so much skill.
He is, and he got he has a lot of wisdom to be so young, and at the same time, he knows that he doesn't know everything, so he's a sponge, and he's willing to get better.
Yes.
That's the scary thing about him. He not what we're seeing right now. You know, I actually saw that with Floyd early on. Like I was like, he's gonna get better. Like it's gonna be scary, and whoo, man, did he get better?
Now I left Roy Jones Jr. out and Antonio Tarver because they're very close friends to the champ. So I wasn't gonna put you like that. But what do you think about Roy and Antonio in their days?
Again, champs. You know, like. But I like fighters also like outside of the ring, good dudes outside of the ring.
There it is. Speak on it.
You know, like Tarver and Roy. It's crazy, but they're very, very passionate about, you know, the business of boxing, the sport of boxing, the love of boxing, the people that are around them. They are caretakers. They love their people. That they take care of their people. Much like Floyd. I've been around Floyd. Floyd takes care of his people. You say what you want to say about him. He takes care of his people.
Right.
So I like people like that, you know. Tarver is he's like really a heavy thinker, and he really passionate dude. You know, really passionate dude. And like I say, same thing with Roy. These dudes got a lot of pride, like most fighters, you know, especially champion fighters. You know, you got to have some pride to be a champion and want to hold on to that belt and hold on to that thing, you know,
right,
that comes with being the champ,
right,
you know. So yeah, I like both of those dudes a lot as human beings.
Do you still love boxing now, today?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Man, I'm boxing, man, till I die.
Well,
till I die, baby.
It's changing now.
But I still love what it's meant to be.
What is it meant? What is boxing meant to be in your opinion?
It's meant to be a warrior sport. It's meant to be you and I, two men inside of a coliseum, and people surrounding them and making bets and screaming for blood and, you know, like, get him, kill him, knock him out. My guy against your guy. It's mano, it's one-on-one. You know, it's like going in as a warrior. You know what's at stake, and it's in the back of your mind that you know that you could not come out the same person health-wise, and you also know you may not come out at all
right
alive, but you're still willing to take that chance. Is something very exhilarating about that.
I tell people, you know, like basketball, football, you play basketball, you play football, you don't play boxing. No. So this is not a game like that. You know, basketball, football is fun, great, you can get hurt, but it's a game. You playing something. Boxing is no game. This is serious. So people say, Wink, why you don't get your kids to box? This, I said, listen, if it ain't in them personally, then I'm not gonna make them do it because you can get hurt. It's not a game, man.
Yeah. It's so many fighters, and you know, even with that, man, like knowing that it's so many fighters that I know who lost their motor skills before they was 30.
Definitely.
And they were great fighters. I won't put him out there like that, but I remember being at a fight at Madison Square Garden, and I called his name. I was standing behind him. I called his name, and he's a champion. He looked back, and in slow motion, he moved like this.
Say it.
And he say, "What's up, Willie D?" And then I was like, it hurt me, man. It hurt me, but you know, that's the risk that you take as a fighter. You know, that's the risk, and that's why, and that's why, you know, I admire fighters so much. That's why I admire these guys, man. That really do it on the level that Winky did it. Like, it's something. It's very fucking difficult to explain it. but it's just something that just nothing moves me like a boxing match. I know people that can watch basketball and football and golf and stuff like that all day. I can watch boxing. I was watching boxing this morning before y'all even talk. I talked to y'all before you called. I was watching some boxing. You know, yeah.
So you love it like that? I guess.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about like now? You know, you're one of the ultimate entertainers in hip hop, and you are an entertainer. But now you have athletes trying to be hip hop artists. I'm not going to talk about the basketball players, but you know, and even more so, just recently, Roy rapped his way into the Hall of Fame. Said it in the
I heard about that. Wish I could have been there.
It was good. Yeah. It was good.
I heard.
Yeah. But now, just like they don't like people, most boxers like, okay, if you jump in here in this field, you're going to get your butt kicked.
Hold on. Don't say they don't like it. It ain't that weird.
I didn't say don't like.
Oh,
what
yeah.
Okay.
I'm just, you know, you want, like I said, get in the boxing. It's good to see, you know, somebody who, with the problem with a lot of people that watch boxing is like, so we fighting.
Tell them the Gary Sheffield story. Use that as an example.
Hold on.
Okay, all right.
I'm in the fight. I'm fighting. You got people in the audience. I can hear everything y'all saying. They yell, hit him with the jab. Do this. Move that. Why you ain't do this? You know what I'm saying? When they like, listen, man, it ain't that easy. We make it look easy. They like, why you ain't jabbing me? Catch with the uppercut, come with the hook. I want to see you do it. So when you see these other people that ain't got the skills, and when they get in there and they look crazy, it's because they don't practice it. We make it look good. We make it look easy because that's our job. So the same thing with rapping. You know, he can get up there and rap and it come off so smooth and this flow, but then you get somebody else who this ain't what they do, and they do it, and it seems like they pushing it. You get what I'm saying? It's hard for them because that ain't what you do. So, you know, it's just crazy, man. And I know you probably heard people do that, man. Willie, you should say this or you should do this.
Now they come in the studio. Man. Like, keep in mind, I done wrote classics. Yeah. I done wrote hits. They come in the studio one time. They was sitting there, man, you ought to say it like this. Man, won't you put instead of saying you bust the left in the pop out, why don't you bust the right, man? Because why you ain't bust the right?
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
It's funny as hell to me, man. I was like, sometimes, you know, like sometimes you want input from people that are listening because they are potential customers.
Trying to be an A&R.
You know, sometimes you want input, but when that shit is corny, it's corny, man.
Yeah.
Like it's some people, and look, and it's not always people who are not in your field. Sometimes it's people who you work with. Who don't have no bright ideas.
Wow.
So they be telling me, like, we ain't saying that shit, man. You be like, yeah.
So, getting back on point, you got, you know, all these athletes, all these entertainers thinking they could be hip-hop stars, you know, and they have the right to do it, and maybe they shouldn't. Maybe it's a balance of humility and self-indulgence and everything, but you're the one with the hits. You're the one that's doing this in the studio for real. And do you just shake it off and just laugh, or do you just look at it as something that, you know, a lot of people just do it because they got the money too, right?
This is how I look at it. We are here for a limited time on this earth. We don't know when our time is going to be up. I say live as many days on your own terms as possible. If you want to fucking rap. I don't subscribe to the stay in your lane shit. People that say stay in your lane have limited imagination. I believe in doing whatever the fuck you want to do. And if you fail, that's on you. Because if you succeed, that's going to be on you. You're going to reap the benefits, not the people that's looking at you saying, oh, hey, he doing this. You know? So if you fail, then the criticism is going to fall on you. Like, everybody should do what the fuck they want to do. You know, like, life. And even if nobody else thinks you're good at it, if that's what you want to do, if that's what makes you happy, if that gives you joy, do it. That's the way I look at it. Because I ain't no telling what the fuck I'm going to do next. Like, they have no idea. That stay in your lane ain't for me. Like, I don't even know what I'm going to do next. I put myself out there daily. I don't know what life is going to bring next year for me. I don't know. I got plans. I know what I want to do. But I don't know exactly what I'm going to be doing. But I leave myself open to possibilities. You know, I signed in November of 2021, I signed one of the biggest crypto deals in celebrity history, right? Now, I didn't know I was going to sign that deal, but I put myself out there because I've been an avid crypto investor for the last 6 years.
We're going to get to that, too.
Yeah, I've been investing in crypto for 6 years.
Yes, sir.
So from time to time, I talk about it on my platforms, not to try to influence anybody to make any money or whatever. I just say, yeah, I'm into this, man. Y'all better get on this thing. Woo. And then I go on about my business. You can invest in it or you ain't got to. I'm good. I ain't trying to sell you nothing. But somebody saw me and they thought about me as a person who could possibly help a project that they were invested in out. And so they reached out to me. I looked into it. And shit, I jumped on. I had a conversation about it. And then like maybe a week later, the deal was done. You know, I had no idea that that's life was going to take me down that road. But it happened because I put myself out there.
Nice. This is GOAT Talk, Willie D. We talking to the GOAT.
Have the Winky Wright boxing. Do I sound like
Welcome back, KTFO Boxing, letting the GOATs talk. That is Winky Wright. And of course, hip hop legend Willie D. Now, Winky, they just saw the commercial. We got all that merch. You know, we introduced Billy the GOAT. That's right. And also we have these boxing gloves, which, by the way, are commemorative. And we're going to get Mr. Willie D to sign one of them. And also, we're going to give you one too, Mr. Willie D. So you can have, just for being a part of our show, that's what we do. So right now, what I listen to all the time, I love. I watch Drink Champs. I watch The Pivot. I watch Gilliam Wallow, $1 Million Worth of Game. I'm paying attention to Pro Box TV. But I love Geto Boys Reloaded podcast, man. Like, I just love it. And I like your position in that show. Like,
and I'm waiting to get on it, though. Let's just put that out there. I'm waiting to be
you know, that's automatic, man. That's scheduling. That's just scheduling.
Okay.
I don't know if they want you on that.
I know, man. God,
you know,
I want to be a Geto Boy, man.
So how did that? Right.
Light skin.
It's a light skin thing. So, Willie, I enjoy your podcast. I love how you go from controversial. I like when you bring the guests with like the sex doctors on. I love it when you get the legends. You know, I love the Mike Epps interview. The Tommy Davidson interview was real dope. I love when you brought the doctor on. I love, you know, the Jay Prince interviews. You're doing a hell of a job, man. Like,
thank you, man.
You're welcome. Absolutely. I got to give it to you because you're doing your thing. Like, how did that come about, and what made you jump forward? Because I know, you know, me and you both know, and the honest answer was we didn't have the budget. We would have loved to put you on 93.7 The Beat in Houston, but we didn't have the budget to pay you. And you're like, well, you didn't ask me, and it's like, well, we don't have nothing. Like, when I brought it to him, I said, Willie D wants a show, and they were like, no. Why? Because we can't pay him. That's the truth. I got to give you that. I'm gonna put it on record because when we talked and you came up to the office, I was sitting there and I know I was non-moving, but I was kind of just dancing like a dancing bear in the inside because I'm like, this Willie D. I'm in Houston and this Willie D. Yeah. But I digress. The podcast. How did you get off into that, and what made you decide to do it?
I started doing my own podcast, Willie D Live, on YouTube. And I would have Brad come on as a frequent guest. And the fans, they loved our energy. So Brad came to me one day with the idea of doing a Geto Boys podcast. So we reached out to Charlemagne, and like within 5 minutes, we knew, okay, we got something. Because when Charlemagne got on the phone, we just was like, yo, what do y'all think about doing a Geto Boys podcast? And Charlemagne was like, hell yeah, when can we start? So we knew we had something. And we got a couple of other players on the phone. Like, it was quick, man. It was quick as far as knowing that that's what we was gonna do it. But that's how it came about. Brad came to me with the idea.
Now, I've seen all the episodes. Which one was your favorite?
Ooh, man. Again,
not to say one's not better than the other.
No, these episodes are, because we got 50 in the can. So these episodes are starting to be more like, again, like records.
Recordings?
Yeah, it's like, man, like.
Love them all.
Like all of them.
Yeah, but I can say the ones that, I like the ones where we go deeper into the profiles. It's one thing to talk about the music, the sport, what it is that you did that brought you to prominence, right? But it's something else to talk about what was in you and how did that get in you? Who put it in you? That's the piece that drives me. And then people that have those stories of giving back and things like that, those are the ones that strike me the most. But having said that, the Tommy Davidson interview was something different. Like, it was a different level. Like, the Jay Prince, we started everything off with Jay Prince. So that, of course, that I'm gonna be biased about that one always, because that started everything. But the Tommy Davidson interview, the Allen Iverson interview.
Y'all had that man crying. Well, not saying crying, but you brought that emotion and passion out of him.
Yeah, those interviews, like Kathy Griffin.
Good one.
Yeah, Kathy Griffin was like just amazing, man. It's always the interviews where the guest is willing to be vulnerable, to open up. And like we're not trying to get clicks and get people to cry and stuff like that.
Right.
It's more about, can you reveal something about yourself, about your journey, that can help somebody else out there? That's really what it's about. What we do the show for is to disseminate information and instructions. That's our thing. How can we, just like with the music, it was all about information and instructions.
There's another one I left out. I love the Dub C and CJ Mac, the CJ the Mac podcast. Have you seen it?
I haven't seen it yet, but somebody was telling me about that yesterday, telling me about the Dub C and CJ Mac. Yeah, I haven't seen it yet, but yeah.
It's a lot going on out there, Willie, for real. Like, do you find yourself now, because I know you were in politics and you still are, probably.
Before you go further, that Reggie Jackson interview was pretty powerful.
It was. I didn't see that one yet. I didn't see that. It's
not out yet.
Yeah. Y'all got to do Reggie Jackson.
It's not out, but that Reggie Jackson one.
You enjoyed that one? That was a childhood hero of mine.
Yeah. To hear one of the greats who went through it,
the racism.
Whatever we going through with racism, man, you know, we have our own challenges and our own stories, but to know that he was one of those dudes who was a trailblazer, who had to take the hit. He had to take the hit for one of us to
come through the door.
To go through the door. He had to take the hit before. You know, it's almost like the guy on the football field that's blocking. He got to take the hit so Emmett can get through the hole, you know, and run through the hole. You know, like that was Reggie Jackson.
So he was one of mine. Muhammad Ali is definitely one of mine. Who were some more influential characters for you growing up? Willie?
Stevie Wonder.
Okay.
Stevie Wonder music was so prophetic for me. It was like, it was therapeutic.
Best Stevie Wonder album.
Huh?
Best Stevie Wonder album.
Songs in the
Key of Life. Yeah, I agree. Keep going. I ain't mean to cut you off. I'm with you.
Yeah. But Stevie Wonder is the reason why I decided that I was going to make substantive music.
Yes, sir.
Because he talked me off the ledge a couple of times. I'm talking about I wanted to do some bad things, and primarily to myself. And Steve, that listening to that music, that's why I know the power of music. That Stevie Wonder, man. So when I heard Stevie, I was like, when I get my chance, I'm gonna make music that I'm gonna be the voice for the voiceless. I'm gonna say shit that it's gonna scare them to death, but I'm also say things that I'm gonna say things that other people are afraid to say. And so, and look, I could have easily done some different stuff, because I can write. I've written for many people, but I can write all kinds of music. I could have easily taken an easier route and could have had a whole lot more personal success. But I was like, nah, I like where I'm at. I like to be able to, I always say, do what makes you sleep good. And doing it any other way, I wouldn't have been able to sleep good.
You're sleeping good at night now, yes?
Yeah, in the mornings too. Sometimes in the daytime, like I'm my own man. I'm my own boss. So some days I just decide, you know, I'm just gonna lay in the bed and surf the net. You know, just kick it.
I want to ask you this, and you just said it earlier a little bit. If you had a chance to talk to somebody that is watching this and they're having those suicidal thoughts, and they're feeling like, you know, my life is worthless. It doesn't matter if I'm here or not. And I'm not trying to go deep, but you get what I'm saying.
Life is deep, brother.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I love that you're always 100% honest like this too. And I watch it. If you don't watch Geto Boys Reloaded, watch it. You're seeing some honest talk, and I'm speaking to everybody in the African American community, Black people especially. Y'all should be watching and seeing this podcast. So getting back on point, what message would you send to a person that's going through that and dealing with that, and they just don't know what to do?
Keep going.
But what if you feel like
keep going? Here's the thing. I wish somebody would have told me this when I was younger, when I was having those thoughts. I had to figure it out by myself. Problems are like objects in a rearview mirror.
Here we go.
They're like objects in a car's rearview mirror. The further you drive away from them, the smaller they become. If you drive far enough, you don't even see them. And you look back and you're like, damn, man, I can't even believe I was tripping like that. You know, sometimes you get a little time go by and you look back, everybody in here got a problem that they had to face, they had to deal with, they thought they wasn't going to be able to get through. And he was tripping hard about that problem. You look back, you're like, maybe it was a girl. Maybe you lost your job. You know, maybe it's a friend backstabbed you. You know, maybe whatever. You know, maybe it was the loss of a loved one. But it was something in your life you thought you wasn't going to get through, and you got through it. So in baseball, 1,000% is considered a perfect batting average. That means every single time you stepped up to the plate, you got on base. The plate of life's problems. You got on base. Whether it was a single, a double, a triple, a home run, or a walk. You got on base every single time you got through it, right? So that means that you're batting 1,000% when it comes to dealing with problems in your life. All your problems, everybody in here, everybody listening, every problem you've ever had in life, you've gotten through it. And any problem you have right now, any problem that you're going to have in the future is going to be the same thing. You'll get through it. Just respect the process. People don't want to die. They want the pain to stop.
Say that one more time.
People don't want to die. They want the pain to stop.
There you go.
And dying from some of us, we just jump to conclusions and we think, this is the quickest way to make the pain stop. I just die. Maybe I just kill myself. I die. And that's really not the answer. You know? It's respecting the process. If you're in a relationship with somebody that you love, you break up with that person, a natural response for someone might be to be angry, right? You might get angry. You might feel betrayed. You know, you might even want to become physical or whatever. That's not the answer, because what happens is that a lot of times when we get hurt, we end up trying to get back at another person, and we end up hurting ourselves even more. Sometimes we might try to put hands on somebody, get ourselves thrown in jail or something like that, end up getting clapped, you know, or maybe something happens along the lines where we start doing drugs or alcohol or something like that. But we end up self-harming. We end up harming ourselves after being harmed. So we do more damage to ourselves when really what you should do is feel it. Feel the pain. Allow yourself to feel the pain and know why you're feeling it. Billions of people have felt the same way you're feeling before you, and they got through it. Not thousands, not hundreds, not millions. Billions of people have been through the exact same thing and survived.
Because all problems are the same. Everybody has those same problems that everybody thinks is, oh, it's just me, but you're right. And it's in the Bible too. Every problem that you go through in life, somebody else's, millions of billions of people have seen that problem.
Yeah, man. And you know, I'm built like this. If I see somebody doing something, if I see a lot of people doing something, I just automatically feel like I can do it. I'm like, shit, I don't care if I don't know nothing about it. If I see, and there's certain people I look at like, that motherfucker can do it. I know I can do it.
You feel like that, Wink?
I'm like, if that motherfucker right there can do it, oh, for sure I can do it. So that's how I'm built, man. I just feel like all of these, you know, problems. It's part of the cycle of life, and just like dying, you know, dying is part of the cycle of life, and I've reconciled with my mortality. You know, I'm cool with that. I understand. I ain't trying to check out no time soon, but I understand when that time comes, I feel like I'm gonna be okay. You know, because I understand you gotta make way. We all got a certain. We gotta start dating. We gotta end dating. It's what you do with that dash. You know, in between of those dates, it's what you do with that dash that counts.
I agree. So now, and I appreciate your answer for that. What I want to do now Wink, how much time do you spend watching the news in a day?
Not much.
Really?
At all.
Yeah.
Because I think, to be honest, I think a lot of news is fake news. Tell you the truth, so we ain't gonna get on that. But I do. That's me. I just think that is what it is. A lot of the news is propaganda. I think they want to perpetrate a certain thing or
negativity,
and they put it out there, and the people just flow on it. You know what I'm saying? All you gotta remember, these news, NBC, ABC, all these companies, they owned by pretty much the same people, and they put out what they want to put out, and people believe what they see on the news. It could be something that ain't even true, but if they put it on the news, oh, it's true. It was on the news. I saw it on the news. That don't make it true. How many times they lied to us about stuff, but people still believe it? Am I correct?
Check this out. To support what you said, when I was 10 years old, I remember watching the news at my house. My mom, I'm in the house with everybody, my mom and my sisters and brothers, and we're sitting on the floor watching this 25-inch television, floor model television, right? We're watching the news, and the cop had shot a black man and killed him. So the reporter gave the account of what happened based on the information that the police officer gave her. So I said, how do we know that's true? My mama said, motherfucker, because they said it. My mama did not like me talking shit. She's like, I was questioning everything. Right. So I used to get on her nerve, I would get on her fucking nerve, man. I would question everything, All
right. I love your position, and I admire and respect. You always speak your mind, and I hope, are you gonna run for office again? Because I think you should be in politics.
I actually got it on my mind, but I gotta get this. I gotta get this case off, this felony off my record, because the position that I want. The position that I want, I know I can whoop ass. I know I can get them, but I can't have a felony to run for that position. Gotcha. Now I can run for a statewide position. I can run for federal positions, but it's one particular position that I want.
I hope you get it.
So I got to get this thing off my record, and then I'm gonna go get it.
Now Wink and I do this thing, and we do it's we just bring up some talk, and it's like such and such. You like them? What you like about him? All right, I'll give you an example. Wink, Earl Spence. You like him? If you got Earl Spence versus Carl.
No, Terrence Crawford. Earl Spence and Terrence Crawford.
Yes.
I like both of them. Let me get my thought on it. I think that I like both fighters. I think Spence, his pressure is great. He put a lot of pressure on you. A strong puncher. He stayed with the pressure, so it's hard for a lot of these fighters to move around and box. Terrence Crawford is a very good boxer. He's gonna try to stick and move. Terrence got good power, but can he withstand the pressure that Spence gonna put on him? So Crawford, if Crawford can make the fight outside, box him, stick and move, maybe he can win. Cause let's not say Earl Spence can't box. Earl Spence can box too, but I just say the pressure that he put on these fighters is crazy. And I know how it is because I used to like to put pressure on fighters. I make them fight when they don't want to fight. And when they do want to fight, I can rest. I can move. But, like I said, Spence going to be coming right at you. He's going to stay on top of you. And, can't Terrence handle that. The body shots, the jabs to the face. As you can see, Spence broke two dudes out.
The orbital bone.
Orbital bones, you know what I'm saying? So he punching hard, and Crawford can punch too, don't get it wrong, but it's just a lot of pressure. So it's a toss-up fight to me. I like both fighters. I commend both fighters on taking the fight because a lot of fighters wouldn't take this risk in this time in their career where both of them undefeated, both of them the man. So, you know what I'm saying? A lot of fighters won't do it. Like I say, I take my hat off to Shane for giving me the opportunity to become undisputed because a lot of other fighters didn't. Oscar, all of us, and whoever, but Shane did that. So I always take my hat off to Shane, man, and, give him props because he took that chance to be great. Like you said, if you want to be great, you got to take that chance. You got to take, you get that one opportunity to blow, and You got to take it sometime. And Shane took it. It didn't work for him, but he still took it. So, you know.
Willie.
Yeah.
Gervonta Davis. You like him?
I like him.
Gervonta Davis versus Ryan Garcia. What you think about that fight?
I like Tank. I think here's why I like Tank.
Run it.
You know, besides his skill set, his power, I believe, he got legacy on his mind. And he understands the fighters that are coming after him. He knows what's in front of him. And he knows what's behind him in terms of the fighters that came before him. I think that he's not just hype, you know, because when I first started watching him, I didn't know what to think of him. And then, you know, the more and more I watched him, I said, yeah, he locked in and he's really been locked in the last like maybe year and a half. He's mentally, because, you know, he had some, you know, out of the ring type of situations or whatever. But you can tell, you can listen to him, how he talk, how he carry himself in post-fight interviews, and even press conferences leading up to any time he get a chance to speak. You know, he got a different type of energy now. And that energy right there, I think, will take him to another level.
Wink. Shakur versus Devin Haney.
First of all, I like Shakur as a great fighter. Shakur is, I think, the future. His style, the way he fight, how he moves. Shorty got it all. You know, you look at him and, you know, he got the youth. He's smart, intelligent fighter in the ring. Devin is a hell of a fighter. I like Devin Haney. You know what I'm saying? He went over there, won his fight against a Cambosa. He's a great boxer too. So I don't think them two need. See, people want to put that fight out too early. These kids, they paving their way for their greatness. You know, they need to continue to beat other people and build that fight up. You know, to that Sugar Ray Leonard, that Tommy Hearns, the first fight. You get what I'm saying? Shakur is a hell of a talent, and like I said, Devin is too. Like I couldn't pick. You know, I'm a Shakur fan. You know, that's my dog. But I like Devin too, so I wouldn't put it out. I think it'll be a great fight. I don't think it need to happen right now. Like I said, I think they both need to just, you know, grow a little bit more as far as getting more of the fan base of it, and then make it a mega fight, because that's what it is. It's a mega fight. Shakur and Devin is a hell of a fight. And to get back on that fight with Tank and Brian Garcia, don't get me wrong. I think Brian Garcia is a good fighter. I think he more hype. You know, he talk a lot, you know, but fighting wise, I want to see him fight somebody. You know, Tank, if I was in the position with Tank, I don't think he's on my level, because who has he fought? Who has he beat to say he deserves to fight me?
Get that belt.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I think Tank, like you said, Tank is a hell of a little fighter, man. Little short, compact, smart kid, man. Likable, and he gonna go a long way as long as he keep doing what he do.
Willie, do you think there's too many belts in boxing now, or no?
No.
Okay.
Make some more goddamn belts. Give like, here go the thing. When them belts come out, man, them belts got money attached to it. Whether it's $50,000 or $25,000. You know, you give these guys something to aim for, right? And when you got a belt, Wink knows that I don't give a fuck. That belt say WBO, motherfucking WEA or whatever,
NBA,
NBA, CBS, whatever, whatever that damn belt say.
Right.
When you got a belt, it's something psychological that comes with that, and you know, it draws attention. You know, and it also makes you want even more as a fighter. It's gonna make you want, okay, I got that, now I want this belt. But when you got a belt, now you got what comes with belts, mandatories and shit like that, right? And everybody coming. And so it draws attention to the fighter. And so, you know, if it's just the WBA and the WBC and the IBF and the WBO. It's like, come on, man. Like, you know, like get these other guys some opportunities and some other things to aim for as they go up the ladder. But we know where the big boys, we know where the big money at. So, you know, I think it's a good look to.
I kind of disagree.
But
I hear what you're saying, because you know we all, like he said, only way you can become, you know, that fighter where you get that chance to fight the big fighters for them big belts is to win something or to beat somebody. So we all need that opportunity, but when you put too many belts out there, it doesn't give you the prominence of the belt that you got. If I got a WBC belt and you got a WBC belt, we in the same weight class. Who the fuck is the champ? You know what I'm saying? Oh, hey, I'm the super champ and you the champ. What the fuck that mean? And no,
yeah, I don't think it should be like that.
Yeah.
I don't think we should both be in the same weight class and both of us have the same belt.
That's what they doing right now.
I'm not with that.
Yeah, they got the WBC belt, then they got the super champ, then they got the European champ. Listen, man, the champ is a champ. You know, I like it. You need that. It was 3 belts was the main thing. Then they got the WBO belt that jumped in there. So now you got the 4-belt championship era. But, you know, all other fights, like I said, them other little belts, them belts to graduate to the major fights, like he said. Yeah. We all know who the major fights is. But if you keep adding these belts, it's just going to dilute, you know, the seriousness of a real champion. Because you got people talking about, yeah, I'm a 15-time world champion. Come on, man, what the fuck? You know, I'm a 9-time world champion. It's a few people that did it. Lord Pacquiao and all them kind of people that, you know, going up and Floyd and them winning the same belt in different weights, that's great. But, you know, you got people who winning like an IBO or a UBC or NWA or whatever. You know, I'm like, what the fuck is that? You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, you know, you win it don't mean nothing. Unless you win the world titles, that's when you truly mean something. And like you said, when you do something in that sport or whatever that genre that you in, it makes a difference. People gonna remember that. People gonna know you because you put the effort in. You did what you had to do to get to where people thought you wouldn't get. And when you get there and you establish yourself as a dominance, people love it.
Well said. One more boxing question. PBC versus Top Rank. Who you like? Go ahead, Willie. You woke up this morning.
You the guest, Willie. You the guest.
PBC
versus Top Rank.
I can speak on it if you want, because I know.
Go ahead.
Oh, I'm gonna speak on it. PBC and Top Rank. So I'm just being honest. You know, that's the only way I can do this. So PBC is more of a, you know, it's new, but it's showcasing more of the urban fighters. You know what I'm saying? Top Rank, and history shows, besides Sugar Ray Leonard and a few other people, Top Rank is more of the Spanish. You know what I'm saying? They promote more of the Spanish fighters, especially now. So, you know, PBC, I mean, for me, I'm going to go with PBC because, like I said, it's just the people that look like me that's fighting. If you notice, all the champions come from there look like us. You know what I'm saying? Except for Terrence Crawford, who over that side, but, you know, he done left. So, you know, but Top Rank is a much bigger promotion, much bigger platform than PBC. Don't get me wrong. It's just that for me now, the bigger fights has been coming on that PBC boxing.
So, good Willie, point. Appreciate that. You know, I keep trying to ask the champ to go and buy a Bitcoin with me and get into this cryptocurrency, but he just be saying, man, I ain't messing with that stuff, man.
I just need to learn more about it, you know what I'm saying? And then when you, like I say, if we get with somebody that's look like us that can teach us and let us know, look, this is what it is, this how you do it, man. And it works this way instead of, you know, we seeing somebody else. And you know how it usually go when we invest our money as athletes or entertainers or whatever, it usually be we're investing our money with, you know, a Caucasian, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of people back in the day used to give up their power of attorney, which you should never do. You know what I'm saying? Once you give up your power of attorney to someone, that means that person make all the decisions for you. So you don't need that. And until we realize that, you know, we have the power, especially when it's dealing with us. You know, I can have you do something for me, but I don't need to give you my power of attorney. I can just tell you, okay, do this. I just signed a document for you to do it, but I'm not giving you my power of attorney because when they take and spend your money, you know, they taking and spending your money or doing whatever with your money and your money gone. Now you're like, what the what the fuck? You know what I'm
Which
saying?
definitely creates a fear in the community of getting
doing
ripped
stuff.
off. So, Willie, how would you address that?
You don't have to give anybody power of attorney to trade
Crypto.
I
understand that.
To trade crypto or to trade regular stocks. I mean, it's so easy these days. I mean, you can like do your own trading right on your own app. Like nobody controls my money. I control all my money.
Is it stable though now, and is it very viable right now, or is it?
It's a V in there, but it ain't viable. It's volatile.
Okay.
The market is Bitcoin at this moment is under $18,000. It's like it's sinking. It's tanking like it's tanking. But for me, I want it to keep tanking. I got money heavy in it, and I want it to keep tanking because I'm gonna buy some more.
Get it low.
See, most people they buy when it's high, and when there's great enthusiasm behind crypto, that's when they want to jump in. And then when it's tanking, it's dipping, they like scared to death. Well, I want you to be scared to death. I want you to get out. Sell. Because I'm buying. Because I believe in it. I know it's going. I know what it's going to do. Bitcoin has been written off more than perhaps any investment project in the history of civilization. It's been written off thousands of times. Everybody got an opinion about Bitcoin. And they've been having that opinion since Bitcoin was under 1 cent. Under 1 cent. They've been having that same opinion. And Bitcoin, even as it's tanked right now, is still $18,000. So imagine, had you jumped on Bitcoin when it was 1 cent and just bought 100 of those things, just $100 worth, shit, $20 worth, $10 worth, or $1,000 worth. Imagine what you'd be sitting on now. And the thing is that I don't know how far it's going to tank. It's tanking pretty fast. It's going to, my opinion, I think it might, it's probably more likely get under 10,000. But no matter what it does, it's going back up. If there's a good project in crypto, what goes down must come up. All right? Just like in the stock market for good stuff, good stocks out there, they all go down, but they're designed to go up. So I buy when everybody else is scared to death, shaking in their boots, the wheels falling off. Man, I love it. Come down some more, because I'm going in. I'm going in. I'm going in. I'm going in.
Last question. What's in the future for Willie D? What do you want to happen next? And you've done it all. You've platinum artist, toured around the world, politician, podcaster, cryptocurrency technician. What else you want to do, Willie?
I just want to do something exciting. Do something that make me want to get up every day. I just want to do stuff that motivate me to get up out of that bed. And I don't know what that looks like. I just don't. I just know that I'm going to put myself out there, and I don't know what I'm going to do next. But I know I'm ready or not. I'll be ready. See, for me, and sometimes the things that I decide to do, it makes me uncomfortable. I'm cool with being uncomfortable because when I'm uncomfortable is when I usually grow. So I was asked to deliver a commencement speech this year, and I've been asked in the past several times, and I've always turned them down because while I'm used to being in front of audiences on stage, I'm used to performing, and I'll talk or whatever, but giving a speech, it ain't really my thing. So my good friend of mine who is the principal of the school, he was like, you got this, man. These kids can relate to you. You come from where they come from. You got this. So, and I thought about it. I was like, people keep asking me about this commencement speeches, and, I'm just going to challenge myself to do it. And I did, and I'm glad I did because, again, I grew. So I don't know what I'm going to do next, but I am willing to try. I will be up for the challenge.
We're letting the ghosts talk. That is Willie D, Hall of Fame boxer Winky Wright. You just got
Knock the fuck out.
Make sure you check out that podcast, Geto Boys Be Loaded. Willie D, we appreciate you so much.
Definitely, man.
And you are a legend in your own right. And everything that you got coming to you, you well deserve it. And it's your genuine, it's your character, it's what you stand for. So continue to success to you. And we're going to keep on watching, and we're going to make sure that, hey, they know that you're a GOAT, Willie.
I appreciate that, man. And instead of waiting till I drop the mic, I'm going to say it right now. This has been one of my favorite interviews, and I've been doing this stuff for over 30 years.
We appreciate it, my brother. We really appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Hey, y'all make some noise for Willie D, please.